Jonas Rivera in the backfield. Oh, rather Seedy in the backfield, number 6, not number 5. And we have a timeout called by LaSalle.
Hendricken is, they're splitting out their wide receivers all the way to the sideline, making those DBs respect it when they know good and well that they're going to run that thing up the middle with the 3 running back crew that they've employed today.
Our Friday Night Rivals coverage continues next Friday night. We'll be in Smithfield for a game against North Smithfield. Smithfield versus North Smithfield. And one of the storylines we'll be following is they have brand new turf field there, right? Pete Connell, who's our statistician, is an alumnus there.
Got a good picture of Keith Croft and his father, Buddy Croft, there on the screen.
Yeah, I saw Buddy on the sideline. All right, so player of the game. Tell you what, let's take a look at the player of the game.
Quarterback Dylan Lynch, player of the game, senior starter, younger brother of David Lynch, who's at Pitt, scampers for a big first down there early in the game, drops back, throwing it deep down the left sideline. Great catch by his receiver.
He's the South Shore Village player of the game, Dylan Lynch.
Absolutely.
10 for 13 passing for 162 yards. Also carried the ball 3 times for a total of 33 yards.
And made some very smart plays with his snap count to keep LaSalle's front 4 off balance.
And that was Seedy again, trying to find his way into the end zone, but is chased away.
4:33 left in the game. 2nd and goal. Hendricken doing a good job using most of all these play clocks, trying to let the clock tick down, seal the victory here.
Yeah, LaSalle looking for a minor victory here, maybe to keep them to just a field goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's always pride on the line. You got to fight to the end. There's also, flexing that muscle of playing 4 full quarters of football, because they'll need it come the end of the season and into the playoffs. And if they have a chance at winning a championship, they'll need to kind of practice that, have full game
Seedy
wins.
with the ball, and again, trying to find his way into the end zone, fighting, but a lot of white jerseys around him, stops him short.
Looks like the ref spotted about the 2 or 3 yard line. It's like Lynch wants him to go for it. Keeping the offense out there.
3rd and goal.
3rd down.
Yep. All right, Lynch comes back in, calls the play. They break the huddle.
You can see these wideouts for Hendricken, split out all the way out, just to kind of draw those cornerbacks for LaSalle out there, and have another whistle.
All right, and that's going to be timeout Hendricken.
Yeah, I think really right there, they just want to use every second of the play clock to call that timeout. And now they're, they don't get that delay of game penalty, but they just wanted every second of that play clock gone. Also, it allows them to get a chance to look at the LaSalle defense, see how they're lined up, see what they want to call here. I think they've got a chance to throw a slant. They're not helping at all on the wideout. They've got man-to-man coverage on the outside, and everyone else is crowding the box. I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Pantaleo call a slant here, especially because they have such a big lead. It wouldn't necessarily hurt them if something went awry.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, do you want to experiment a little bit, try something that maybe you've tried in practice? And
something you might need down the line.
Exactly.
Yeah. We'll see. Or they could keep it conservative and just pound the ball for 2 more plays and see if this running back tandem can get it over the line. Looks like Seedy's in the game. That tells me they might be going straight ahead.
Handoff around the left side, looking for the end zone, and in for another 6 points, another touchdown for the Hendricken Hawks. A prime heating and cooling touchdown.
Jeremy Seedy there on the touchdown. You know, I think LaSalle is expected to see him straight up the middle. That's the first time they really handed the ball off and gone off tackle, and it worked out well there. A good time to do it because there's no one around the edge. Seedy knows he's got that from the minute he touched the ball. Everyone on LaSalle's defense kind of crowding the inside of that box.
Flag down. Officials are talking about it. Let's hear what Tim Conway, our lead official.
There are multiple fouls on the play. We have a holding. Oh. It's the offense. 10-yard penalty. Mark off that 10. Okay. After the play was over, dead ball, unsportsmanlike against the green team, number 68 in the end zone.
All right, so an unsportsmanlike, as you just heard, and a holding call. So that takes back the touchdown run.
17-point lead for Hendricken. I think that's going to bring up third down here. So now it's third and a long way to go, but third and goal all the same. Maybe they throw a big sideline pass or a dig pass, try to get a little bit, or a hitch, try to get their field goal kicker, Scott Belford, on here to seal the deal. Belford.
Oh, loose ball. Lynch is just going to fall on top of it. And that'll bring about fourth down.
That second time Lynch has had a little bit of trouble with the snap in this game. Not going to hurt Hendricken as they got a good enough lead here to absorb that.
How often do you say, and I don't know that I've ever said it, fourth and goal from the 38-yard line?
Right. It's been a game like that. I feel like it's been a season like that, Frank, with just these long penalties and long down and distances. Yeah, so LaSalle just going to try to play all the way through. Minute 55 here. Try to get their offense on the field, get a little drive going, see if they can throw one downtown, get their sophomore quarterback going, get them some confidence, get your receivers going. But, you know, this one's all but in hand for Hendricken.
Well, they walked off a few more yards. Penalty, another penalty against Hendricken.
He's gonna kick a field goal here. He's got the leg for it. I was wondering, Scott Belford, nope, he's punting. Yeah. It looked for a second like he had a holder there.
So he's back at the Hendricken 44-yard line.
Would have been a 65-something yard field goal.
And just gets that one away. And that one is out of bounds.
Yeah, smart. He just tries to angle it out of bounds there. Don't let LaSalle get anything going. Sit on this lead. We'll see what LaSalle does, see if they come out aggressive or if they're just going to hand the ball off up the middle.
All right, team's coming out now, 1:20 to go. Don't forget that we have a trophy presentation coming up at the end of the game. Ben DeCastro will be down on the field for that.
They've got a new quarterback in the game. Storm Belford's going to take over and get some of these reps here in the last minute of this game.
Well, for the 400 families who are here to check out Bishop Hendricken High School to see whether they'd like to send their child here, they got a good show.
Absolutely. I mean, the atmosphere you can't beat. Smart from Hendricken to bring these families in and show them
for this particular game.
Here every,
yeah,
every year.
You know, and I'm sure their son's seeing this, going, I want to be here for this for 4 years, whether they're a part of the football team or just a part of the school.
Right.
I don't know what's holding things up here. Let's see. Confirming the time on the clock, 1 minute 39 seconds.
Hey, is that 139 or 13.9?
The referees are
saying 139 or 13.9. What is it? It's 139.
That looks about right. But they
right.
played a starring role here tonight, these refs. Lots of flags down, lots of unsportsmanlike, lots of trying to figure out the clock.
Oh.
And we got it going now.
All right, here we go. Oh, the pass, and almost intercepted as that one flies down about 20 yards downfield before it falls incomplete.
Trying to get Antonio Beard in there, the intended receiver. Running a seam route, middle safety. Tough throw to make, got to put it over the man-to-man defender and on the side of that safety. But a catchable ball, one he could have maybe, tough catch, but one he could have snagged in. Bearden, the junior, one of their main wide receivers. Him and Timoy Stitchell are the 1-2 punch. Good friends on the team, juniors. Both have another year left.
A little handoff, just trying to find some room is Terrence Campbell, who has handled the ball quite a bit here tonight.
Yeah, he's still fighting too. You can see him making multiple moves inside there, nowhere to go, but just kind of scrapping and clawing for yardage. Brings up a 3rd and about 9. Time ticking off the clock, 1:07.
All right, LaSalle still playing here.
Backup quarterback in the game, Storm Belford, number 19. Trips to the top of your screen.
Belford lets it go downfield, and that one drops incomplete.
Easy interception there. He let bang off his chest. 31, Valet Javion. I should say Javier Valet. Salle punt this one away in 32 seconds. That'll all but do it. Hendricken will be forced to take a knee after this.
And the Hendricken crowds, many of whom have already headed for the parking lot, cheering their team on, congratulating them on the win here tonight. The kick away, and that will take a LaSalle bounce down to the 20-yard line, and they'll finally touch it down at the 17-yard line. All right, gonna come out, take a knee, and then the celebration is on. Well, of course, there'll be a handshake line. Everybody will be friends again, maybe.
Yeah. Well, they know they might see each other again, so, you know, it's all learning for the losing team. And Coach Marcone was quick to point out, in their championships in 2022 and 2017, they lost the regular season
That's
game
right.
and then came back to beat Hendricken the same year in the championship. So, you know, this sets the tone, but it's not the end-all, be-all of these two teams' seasons.
And we were here for that one in 2022, the field goal that they missed at the end.
Absolutely.
LaSalle lost, but as you mentioned, they came back to win the Super Bowl. So that is going to do it. A 24-7 Bishop Hendricken win over LaSalle here this evening on the Bishop Hendricken campus. And another Friday night rivals game that, not an instant classic, so to speak, but you know what? These guys afforded themselves very well as we take a look now at the handshake line. And when we return, now the trophy presentation, when Friday Night Rivals continues after this.
All right, I am here with the Bishop Hendricken Hawks, the winners today, and Coach Croft. I mean, that was quite a show out there, and guys seemed to run away with it.
Great game. Our kids played hard. Coaches, great job this week. Just really proud of the effort.
Can we talk about this gentleman in the uniform for a quick second? Because he played for you, but he's going to be leaving us pretty soon.
Being deployed soon. We want to thank him for our service. He's been a tremendous ambassador to our program, and we wish and pray for his safety, and hopefully we'll get him back soon.
It's a little different from when you played, no?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, just the pace of play is drastically different.
All right, so we'll make you the honor. We'll give you the trophy tonight, the Champions Trophy, to share with the guys. Congratulations. Frank, back to you.
And that will do it for another edition of Friday Night Rivals. All of us would like to take a moment to thank the wonderful sponsor partners, Ocean State Credit Union, Eric George, DMD and Associates, and Patriot Roofing, who through their contributions to this program make these games possible for you to watch at home. We'd also like to thank our other great sponsor supporters for their contributions to our 2024 Friday Night Rivals telecasts: Alpine Ski and Snowboard, the original Chimney Suite,